Hi everybody, welcome back to Advertising Vietnam channel. Today we would like to invite a new guest for Can Prediction, Mr. Alan, the co-founder and the CEO of Happiness Saigon. Hi Alan. Welcome.
Hi Trung. Hi.
So tell us a little bit about your ad for Can Prediction.
So I think this year will be quite interesting because Cannes has made a lot of changes in their pointing system, in the categories. They have skipped 3 categories, and there will be an evolution where all the work that is for non-profit organizations is going to be categorized in a good category. And we have seen in the last couple of years that it's often the work that is not for profit that is winning awards as well. So I think it will be a very interesting year to see how the commercial work is going to take the lead again. I think it's going to be an interesting Cannes this year. And for my predictions, there are a lot of ads that of course you see and are being mediatized. Let's think a bit about the Super Bowl ads. You had the It's the Tide ad, which is a fantastic idea. Very cool to see how it got rolled out across different ads throughout the Super Bowl, but also after with engagement activities. I love the idea of KFC in London when they had No More Chicken, where they had a print ad that said FCK.
Yesterday.
Exactly, very good as well. Couple of good ads as well for Audi, and we just spoke about it, the McDonald's arches. So a couple of very interesting campaigns that again have been very mediatized. I have 2 personal favorites as well. One of my personal favorites is the Nike ad that talks about the Londoners. I think it's a very beautiful campaign that really captures the relevancy and the culture of London youth, and that's not an easy thing to grasp. I've lived there for 2.5 years, so I know it's a very particular environment. And that ad is very interesting because it's, again, culturally relevant, but it's also shot in a way whereby you are constantly invited to continue to watch. And I find that interesting in these times because the 3 or 4 minute format of content, where it's a very linear story, can still exist, but you really need to hook people very early on. And when you see the ad, you see that constantly they bring something new, a new impulse. It could be through music, through action, through a celeb, through very good verbatim. And I think that's interesting because you can find that this ad, if you slice it up in 100 smaller pieces of content, the campaign still would work, and you can use this into your different social campaign platforms, basically. So I find that a very good example of what will win, I think, in the film category.
It's hard to predict in that because we have a lot of screen, a lot of story in a long story.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Very good. Yeah. Okay, tell us a little bit about your second ad.
So the second ad, I don't know if it's an ad, it's something that will convert at Cannes in the innovation category. It's Nintendo Labo, and it's basically starting from the Switch device, where now they have brought in a low-tech application through cardboards, where people can actually create their own experiences. So what I like about this is, again, it's not advertising per se, but I find that more often in our industry, when the product is very strong, very unique, very innovative, advertising somehow becomes a child's play. It becomes easy in a way. Of course, you still need to come up with the right insights and the right stories and the right ways of getting to connect with consumers. But it makes our job so much more easy in a way, And what I like about this particular piece of innovation is Nintendo is a company that it's been there for 120, 30 years. I'm not sure how long, but for a very long period of time. And they started with playing cards. and they have evolved into technology and innovation with the gaming consoles and so on. And then they kind of missed the boat because of the behavior change of consumers with the rise of mobile, smartphones. They missed the boat because their games were not on the smartphone design. They didn't have apps for that. So they were in a difficult spot, and then the Xboxes and the PlayStations and so on took over. And somehow they've always kind of stick true to their innovation and the basic instinct that they have to do their own thing and not follow the trend of mobile and Xbox and PS4. And now I find that with that Switch campaign that they launched, or the Labo basically that they launched, they are finding new ways of showing that they are a very unique company that still carries innovation at the core of what they do on a daily basis, creativity as well, but that it doesn't always have to be married to technology. And I find that very interesting in these times where we are all so much overwhelmed with pioneering technology, virtual reality, artificial intelligence. And here comes a technology company that says, okay, we have a very strong technology, our Switch, but we want people to experience it in different ways, and we're going to use something that is very low tech to do that. And I found that very beautiful. On top of that, it's creating, again, because of the strength of the innovation, the possibility for consumers, you and I or whoever, is an inventor to come up with their own ways of actually creating an application for the Switch cardboard.
First time I saw this ad, it looked like it to be back to the time, and we're going to play some of the cardboard, going to very good. You know, the kids right now, they familiar with iPhone and iPad, a lot of stuff in virtual reality.
Yes.
It's not reality, exactly. And let's know that create a new experience.
Absolutely.
Like we can get stuck and interact with the playground.
And what's beautiful is another example that you can show as well, which is how someone in Japan actually created an environment or an experience for someone who is in a wheelchair that can actually, with the Switch cardboard design, manipulate or drive his own wheelchair. So that's beautiful. It's one story, and I like again the innovation there because it allows for everyone to create their own stories, and for the brand, if they want, to also use these stories to create, amplification around how cool this innovation is.
Maybe they create a new product.
Exactly. Maybe they create new products, and that's fantastic, right? Absolutely. Yeah. So this is going to be, I think, also one of the big winners in the innovation category.